Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani, coming to you from Interrupt 2010 here in New York. On our program, Bill Kish. He is the Alpha Coyote of Coyote Point. Bill, how are you?
I'm good, Rich. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk with you as well. I've got to say, this is the most unique title designation of anyone I've ever interviewed. So thank you for making my job more fun and creative.
That's my role here.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your company. I know you've got some new products, but I thought we'd start with an overview of just your company space and how you're playing and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Coyote Point is one of the original players in the application delivery controller space. And this is the technology area that used to be called load balancing. You basically need to be able to move traffic around between multiple servers within data center. If you have scalability issues, for example, you have a site that is getting increasing levels of traffic, you have two choices. Either buy bigger and bigger servers every year, or you can start adding more servers and balance the traffic across them. So over time, this market has evolved into what we call application delivery controllers. And the devices that used to just do load balancing can now do things like offload very expensive processing from the servers. So SSL encryption, security processing, compression, and even rule-based load balancing is now part of the feature set that we offer. So that's Coyote Point's product line. That's what we specialize in, and that's what we bring to market and are showing at the show.
So traditionally, you think of e-commerce companies as being some of the biggest customers of your product category. Are you still seeing that that's the case?
Well, e-commerce customers are a very big part of our base. They obviously suffer from peaks around holiday times, for example. A lot of our e-commerce customers send out emails announcing sales, and that produces huge load spikes. And for e-commerce companies, slow websites or non-responsive websites are the kiss of death. Every minute that their website's not up and running, they're losing dollars. But that's really true across the board. All applications right now, for the most part, are delivered over the web. So if you think about internal-facing applications, CRM, for example, or operational applications for dealing with inventory management and things like that, if they go down or if they get slow, then basically your employees aren't being efficient. They're sitting around waiting for the system to come back up, and that's just something that companies can't afford.
So as applications are migrating online, the issue becomes that you are killing productivity, which is as bad as killing sales if you have a slowdown.
Absolutely. In the old days, when an application just lived on the desktop, one person's server, or rather desktop, went down, they would be waiting for IT to come and fix it. Now entire departments can face that problem. So efficiency, scalability, and management of service-based infrastructure is really critical these days.
Well, and you mentioned CRM, which is customer-facing, so you could take down a whole
a sales organization?
Yeah, sales organization. I can tell you that one of the most frustrating things for me is calling into a call center and hearing that the systems are slow and please hold and we've got problems.
I hear that every day, and I want to sell them one of our devices.
Yeah, it's really frustrating for customers, and you start thinking, I wish I didn't buy, or maybe next time I'll buy from a different company. So anything a company can do to solve that kind of problem is smart, and there's a strong ROI.
There's a very strong ROI. It's remarkably affordable, actually, to get this sort of technology into your data center. The cost is roughly the same as adding one more server, and of course then you don't have to add that additional server. And there's other efficiencies that can be gained. For example, by deploying compression technology, you can actually reduce the number of bandwidth pipes that you have to purchase to the internet. And those are very expensive, so right away that pays for itself. There are other types of return on investment that you can look at, for instance, buying fewer SSL certificates. You only have to deploy an SSL certificate on our device rather than across 10 servers. And those aren't cheap, particularly for the extended validation certs that people are buying right now.
So you're really talking about not only getting a rapid ROI, but seeing quick returns where you're able to actually boost profitability potentially.
Profitability, really, because productivity equals profitability. If you enable the compression technology that I talked about earlier, usually the latency to the end user for a web-based application is instantly reduced by half. So pages that used to take a couple of seconds to load now load pretty much in the blink of an eye. And that really makes a huge contribution to productivity and return on investment.
Now you've got a new product. I was hoping to learn more about that.
Yeah, I would like to talk about that. At this show, we're introducing a product called Equalizer On Demand. Equalizer is the brand name of the application delivery controller products that I was mentioning before, and On Demand is a virtual appliance version of this application delivery controller product that runs on VMware. And so basically the capability that we provide in hardware platform for most of our brick and mortar customers is now available for hosting providers in the cloud as a virtual machine that they can spin up when they need to.
Well, that's great. It makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. The whole idea of the cloud is about flexibility. It's about being able to re-provision hardware to do what you need to do almost instantaneously. And by introducing a virtual machine, a virtual appliance that allows you to provide this application delivery controller, hosting providers and cloud providers are can become very flexible. They don't need to rack hardware to meet their customers' needs. They just simply need to start up a new instance of an ADC, bind it together with a bunch of servers, and they're providing the compute resources that their customers need.
Now you've got people watching who are potentially going to be new customers, and the question that they may have is, why would I buy from Coyote Point as opposed to another vendor in the market? And I was hoping to ask you a final question and have you answer that.
Okay, that's a very good question. Coyote Point's been around for over 10 years, and we specialize just in this technology. We are very, very focused on the application delivery space. We understand the protocols and the technology involved very, very well. There are other customers, other companies that are competitors in this space that I think have an equal level of knowledge, but they tend to focus on the very high end of the enterprise, which means two things. First of all, the cost of getting into that product is very expensive, and the investment in terms of learning how to install and manage the devices is very expensive as well. So we focused on businesses that don't want to have somebody with a job title on their card of load balancing engineer. They just want to be able to install a device, get it up and running, and realize the benefits quickly and affordably. And I think that Coyote Point is really the best company in the space for delivering technology in that way.
So okay, focus, extreme focused, ease of use, and good cost in terms of performance.
And good cost. And the other thing that I would say is that as the person who has the role of Chief Technology Officer in the company, we pride ourselves on the reliability of our product. That is, above all, the most important attribute that I can tell people about. So all of those things put together is what makes Coyote Point unique.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being on the program. Nice to meet you today.
It's good meeting you.